We're working on the Polaris today, but the Jeep's in the way of the shop. Got a mess. I want to start a fire, so the Lark's a little bit close. Yes, we still have the Lark. Nobody thinks it's as cool as Alex and I do, so we still have it. So it is still for sale. If you're interested, email us and we'll get in contact. But if not, you know, we might make it cooler, because nobody thinks it's as cool as we do. Then we need to make it more cool. So anyway, first thing we're gonna do is get this thing moved. I don't know if it'll start right now because we might not have a battery, but I'll try it. I'm gonna get these tires pumped up and then hook up the battery, see if it's charged up. If not, then we'll just use the side-by-side. I'm gonna put it right there. We got to do the front brakes on it, so we can actually have some fun with it. And what I found out was they're kind of a special brake shoe that pretty much you have to get them relined. I didn't even know that was the thing, but I found a place in Spokane that can do it. So we'll get it moved, and eventually I'll pull those brakes apart, take those brake shoes in, and have them relined. Should be good. All right, let's pump up those tires. Well, it tried to fire, but I don't know. It's been sitting here a while, and the battery cable started getting hot. I gotta adjust the timing. I turned the distributor a bit, and it like got better, but I never did put a timing light on this thing. So it's a spring project. Anyway, let's get it hooked up to the Ranger. We're gonna pull it right over here. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Just throw the air cleaner on. There we go. Doing the crap box shuffle by yourself, not so fun, but that's a good spot for the Lark. You can pull the tires off, get the brakes tore apart right there, and it can set and not take up room in the shop and not be right in the freaking way over here. So, all right, we're gonna get this fire going, then move the Chief, then clean up the shop, and then finally get the Ranger in there. Well, took some persuasion, but it's kind of going. Put a couple pieces of real pitchy pine on there. Hopefully it'll get some heat and start drying stuff out. But all right, let's get this guy started. I had a really bad alternator belt, so I think I'm gonna try to tighten that up real quick, get this thing fired up, and then just slip it right in between the trailer and the Lark. No more squeaking. All right, let's get that cleaned up. Nice. You know, that Jeep on that last wheeling trip kept popping out of low range and then like into neutral, and I'm trying to make that quad track last as long as possible. Just had a thought, that thing basically lives its life in low range. Like, I don't really drive it on the road. Maybe I'll just lock it into low range. Like, move that actuator and just tie wire it tight into low range. I might try that out on the property. All right, let's get the side-by-side in. Finally, the purpose of the video. You know, my wife Allison asked for a speaker for the side-by-side, and I'm like, yes, babe, I will buy parts for Christmas. So we're gonna try these out. I got some Pyle, I think they're 4-inch, waterproof off-road speakers. We got a little Bluetooth connection. So hopefully we can just attach it to the roll cage system in some way. If not, we might have to fab up some stuff. But let's open this thing up and see what we're working with. Oh, these must be the actual speakers. Everything got to be taped. Sweet. Those look pretty cool. Yikes, there's a lot of wires there. Okay, probably better look through this real quick. All right, so the little control unit, looks like you gotta cut a hole, and then this nut screws on there and sandwiches it. But there's no good place on this guy for that. So what I think I'm gonna do is mount it right here with a piece of aluminum. So got that right here. But first we're gonna mount the speakers because that's the easy part. I pulled the little roll bar strap off this guy and put it on the left side. Turns out this is the right speaker, so I need to pull this one off this speaker so the wiring all makes sense. My roll bar is 1 3/4 and these are 2-inch, so we're going to use the 1/8 spacer, little rubber spacer, slide it in there. It's got a sticky back to it, so that's going to be interesting getting it in there. Make sure that my head's not going to hit it. That's good. It's going to blast my freaking eardrums. I like it. All right, like that position there. So I had to clamp it in order to freaking get that bolt started. Way faster on this side once I, figured out the process. But yeah, it looks good. A little bit of view blockage from the back seat, but not too bad. Fire's going good, in case you're wondering. All right, let's fab up this piece of aluminum. It's an old road sign. So, thinking kind of a trapezoid shape. I might just match that angle, making sure that at the top I've got enough for that hole I gotta cut. Hopefully I got a hole saw that big. Yeah, and we'll just mount it right there. So I just want to cut, that trapezoid, put a little break in it, drill some holes so we can drill down into that dash. Should be good to go. All right, so the section of dash I'm working with is 5 3/4. 5 3/4, just right before that curve. That's good. All right, let's figure out what the angle of the dangle is. 15 degrees. Whee. Barely on there. Okay. This is going to, I'm going to lose a little bit, probably 3/4 of an inch. But that's okay. It doesn't have to go the full width. That hole is 3 inches in diameter. Let's see here. Let's mark our 3/4. A little bit of a flange there, 1/2 inch. So let's go up 3/4 from there, 1.5 inches from the bottom. That'll be the bottom of our hole. And then a 3-inch hole, so 1.5 inches up from that. To the center of the hole, top of the hole. And we need these 3/4 for that flange. So somewhere right there, 5 3/4, okay. Oh my gosh. Something like that. Zoop, zoop, zoop. And then 4 inches. That's where we'll cut that 3-inch hole. Sweet. Alright, now what I want to do, I think, is make this even distance around, just round this thing off. So, not too bad. Too carried away here to make sure this fits. Yeah. Let's see if I can get that Sharpie off of there before I screwed in. All right. Pulled the ride command out. There's just these little buttons that you just pop out. Little screwdriver under that guy. Once this center section pulls out, it pulls out pretty easy. Got the ground, keyed ignition, and the battery power all hooked up. Hoping that this can just kind of smash underneath there. We'll see. I really don't want to have to notch this thing, but if I have to, I have to. On the Polaris, there's some ports here where you must be able to get these little harnesses that have ground, keyed ignition, and battery power. The previous owner took the pod lights off, and so I just robbed power from that switch. I haven't hooked the ground wire up yet because I kind of want to get the speakers wired in before I power up the head unit. So that's next. I'm going to try to get that ride command console all buttoned up there and then start running the speaker wire. Did end up notching it with some tin snips there and then pulled all the speaker wires out so it wasn't so much going through there. But I think it turned out pretty good, so especially from the driver's view. I'm going to run these speaker wires, and I'm not going to show me wiring it because that's pretty boring. But I think I'm going to run them all on the driver's side and across. There's really no place to strap the wires down across the dash the other way, so this is the shortest distance to a roll bar, and bring it up and over. Alright, got one side done. Stupid how little wire they give you. So this side is, yeah, those are wire nuts. I just wanted to see how this thing sounded today, but I'm going to have to run and grab some more wire because I really want to run both sides up and around that way. There isn't even enough to go that way and around, so just crazy. Like, how close were they wanting these speakers? So anyway, let's turn it on, see what it sounds like. All right, got it to pair. That was pretty easy. Just went into my Bluetooth settings and it comes up as Pyle USA. And yeah, I'm gonna listen to this. You're gonna listen to something else because, you know, copyright stuff, but let's check it out. Sound pretty good. There's no low end at all, but there might be some adjustment in there that I just gotta find. But anyway, we'll get it. We'll get some new wire and wire up that right side, and then clean it up. So, all right, I'll see you in a couple days when I get some wire. All right, got some speaker wire. Got it all wired up. Taped that little section. Gonna put up the A pillar. Look pretty good. Got all wired up. You can cut my zip ties. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with them. It got cold, so that's why I dressed like I am. It's been in the negatives, single digits, not fun, but that's all good. Also, since I started this video, the Lark is now sold, so if you want it, sorry, it's gone. And unfortunately, its fate is an organ donor, but that's all right. It's a car without a title. What's cool though is, so there's this couple, old couple that had a Lark back in the day, and then they moved overseas for 40 years, and they just recently came back and wanted to restore their Lark. And since they were gone, a tree has grown up through the center of the car. It's got some major issues, so Stud Muffin's gonna get their Lark on the road, which is pretty cool. We've got some exciting things coming up. We just filmed our first podcast episode. So excited to share that with you. We're having a wheeling party, so that'll be awesome. And we've got a bunch of projects, new projects lined up for this year. I'm so excited. Thanks for watching. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.